Welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. Yeah, I've mentioned it in previous videos, but I recently got a job at Walmart, and yeah, it's an experience. Let's say can't really say it's fun, but it's an experience. But basically, I mean, um, I've I've had about 4 days of actually sort of being on the job per se, but yeah, I've learned a lot. Um, Not all of it good, but I mean the first day we basically we learned some of the policies. We did paperwork, like we got all our banking information down, so that was fine. The second day we did e-learning. Yeah, that was dreadful. I feel like it was a perfect opportunity for Chef Ramsay to come in and say, "It's like you don't even care," because there was no effort put into the e-learning at all. It was terrible. I mean, it was okay. Here's one of the things: you would have a story where one person was talking to another person, right? And so, that one person who was talking, it was like they were very confused, okay? And what I mean is this: they couldn't settle on which voice they want it. They would switch. It would be like a man, so they'd start talking in a woman's voice, and then they would switch to a man's voice, and then they would switch to another woman's voice, and then to another man's voice. It was really weird, and the audio quality would change on each switch. Like some of it was good quality, some of it was really bad quality. Like some of it was if I was shaking the mic like that. Hopefully that didn't make too of an annoying sound, or else I'll have to, sort of just cut that part out, and then you won't get the example. But you know what bad quality sounds like anyways. Just it was really weird. The whole thing was just terrible for many reasons. I could have got 100% through, but I got to the point because some of the questions you could kind of just guess without reading any of it and know what was right. So I did that at some points. But other points, I just was clicking on it without really even trying because I was just so um, unamused, let's say. But some of the questions too were were fake out questions, and some of them were like this: in this situation, who was right? And do you see the problem with that? Because you have to ask yourself, what bloody situation? Because they didn't tell you. So that was interesting. It was weird. Um, but yeah, I mean, I passed everything. I don't know. It was just so dumb, and there was we basically it was 7 hours of it. I did kind of drag it out a little bit because I wanted to get paid for 7 hours. I could have knocked it off in I don't know, a couple hours. I finished everything in half the time it said you were supposed to take. But yeah, I dragged it out. I don't know. I went on a couple of unofficial breaks. I don't know. There was videos on the e-learning site that weren't really what they had in mind for us to watch. I just watched them um, to kill some time. One of the videos, it was so great, best video I've ever watched. Basically, Walmart fired some people, and then they ran a 40-minute commercial on how great they were because they fired those people. The founder is Sam Walton, and they love to praise him. And to be fair, his vision was a very good one, and because of him, now we have Walmart, and you have access to all the stuff you wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise for people who aren't rich, for the sort of low slash middle class, lower ends of middle class, even the higher ends of middle class might be shopping elsewhere. But at the same time, Walmart has done pretty good to make themselves, a very one-stop shop for just about everybody. But yeah, I mean, basically, it wasn't a commercial, obviously, for 40 minutes, but it was I don't know, they were giving a presentation, and it basically was a commercial, but even the entire e-learning was a commercial, so whatever. I don't know. Then I worked cash and for 2 days, and the problem with cash is they don't there's too much stuff to remember that you're not going to be able to remember. Um, just random action codes, you have to know the numbers, and just random crap. There's no way you can remember. It's impossible. It's just not happening. But I don't know. My job isn't even to work cash, so most of the time I shouldn't be on it. If they try to get me on cash, I don't know. Maybe I'll think of some clever way not to work it, because yeah, I don't really. If they would make it a little bit better, because it would some of the stuff they could make a better way to do it, and then you wouldn't have to worry about remembering it. Like there's all these random number codes I have to remember, and they could probably do something better than that. But yeah, because of those number codes, I don't really want to do it. But then I worked zoning basically, starting in electronics, then moving to chemicals. Electronics wasn't too bad, right? Like people have questions, all kinds of niche and ancient products. And it's like they ask, like, "Hey, where's this very specific product?" It's like, I don't know, and you have to like try to find it and try to help them. And plus, everything is out of order, so like a lot of what I tried to do on the second day I was in electronics was I tried to at least get some of the video games in order because like there was no order to it. But like all the movies are out of order and all the songs are out of order. The one thing I thought was kind of good was they had in the religious section of the songs they basically just had Guns N' Roses, and I'm like that's a pretty nifty religion, yeah. But no, out of order, and I mean I wouldn't have been able to get all that in order because there's too many, and like I can't just like be there while customers are trying to browse and that kind of stuff. It's annoying. So but I got moved to chemicals because they trying to train you in all the different departments. Chemicals very out of order, but the amount of stuff, and not just in chemicals, but all over the store, the amount of stuff people leave, it's incredible. And so basically, when we find stuff that's not supposed to be there, we got to bring it down to customer service. So basically, I spent a nice chunk of my time in chemicals. Basically, I would find something in chemicals like bread, and the wrapper for something that was stolen from a different department and left in chemicals. Then I would go to customer service. And on my way back, I would pass by like meats and I would find a notebook in the meat section. So, okay, I'm off to stationery. I go to stationery, I put it there, I go back to chemicals, and I find like, a half-eaten banana. Then, okay, back to customer service, and then I'm going and I pass by the frozen section, and it's like, huh, I have found, what did I find in the frozen? I don't remember. I don't know. I found all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I found some cake in with the like all the green stuff, like all the vegetables. Um, I don't know. I found like well just garbage. I found like a little thing from deodorant, that goes on the top and you have to pull it off. Yeah, I found other stuff, but I don't remember. The guy I was working with, he found the like a box for a vibrator. Not a vibrator, just the box. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember because I found all kinds of weird stuff. I can't remember it, but it was like just a lot of stuff. And yeah, so I took so many trips, and I was just walking back and forth. And the look on my face, you could tell how unamused I had, or how unamused I was. Which was the same face I had when I was doing the learning the entire day. But yeah, I was not having a fun time. But yeah, just all kinds of random stuff. Oh, I found eyeliner. That's what I found in Frozen. I found eyeliner in Frozen. Yeah. Which I walked into cosmetics, but no one was there. Like no one was at the till. So I just took that to customer service. But no, it was interesting. It was educational to say the least, and like everything was out of place because people pick stuff up and put it where it's not supposed to be. But man, people are completely disrespectful of people's places of business. But what can you do, right? Uh, Whatever. But like I said, I learned a lot. I'm much more capable of working at Walmart than I was before I started, which is a good thing. But a lot of what I did when customers asked for stuff, I just sort of lied and made stuff up. They're like, oh yeah, no, that's down in that's down to the sports section. Yeah, just go down that way and you'll find it. No, it'll be real easy. It's all good. You know, but yeah. So that's basically my Walmart experience so far. What else? I do want to mention like